I'm working on a 2010 Cobalt of ours that had the flex pipe break, which I think is a common problem on these. Just want to share a couple pointers I found along the way. First off is, I think the way mine broke was, this is a weld where that flex welds to the flange, and I feel like a guy could have probably just put that back together and either MIG or TIG that, and honestly got this thing back going for, I mean, honestly nothing. But I bought the flex pipe off Amazon before I tore this apart to see what actually happened. I thought it actually broke between the rings, but once I got it apart I actually saw where it broke. So like I said, that's an option you may want to consider, and it may not work. I don't know. It's paper thin stuff, but I really feel like a guy that could take that back together, or you know, even slap a bead of MIG on there and just be done with it. But and I'm sorry if there's background noise. It's raining and my shop's loud. So, but anyways, let me get on with it. So I ordered an Amazon flange for $29, and I'm just going to show you the basics of what that took to get in. The first thing is, I would recommend, if your pipe's already broke, is go ahead and get these two nuts off back here and get that whole downpipe out. I fought it with that connected because I thought I was going to be able to get in there and do all this and not take any of that down. But there's no way to get a Sawzall in there to get that stuff cut. There's no way to get a MIG in there to weld it 360 degrees around. So this guy's got to come out no matter what. So you may as well take it out first thing, and then that gives you good access to your flange bolts up there. Camera's not focusing, but there's just three 15 millimeter bolts that hold that flange on. Mine all broke loose. Luckily, none of them twisted off. And had to take these 202 sensors loose. There's the pre-cat and the post-cat, and the post-cat runs up to this heat shield here, and they both connect just on the other side of that transmission mount. It's a little tight getting up in there, but I got them both without fighting it very much. But once you get your pipe out of the way, get your old flange off, basically you just need to get it test fitted. And what I ended up with was cutting the I cut this once just to get it out of the way, the flex. I cut it, always cut long, you know, so I cut it up as close to that weld as I could, and that's actually too short because there's not even room for the new flex pipe to get in there without causing problems. But there's a little bell where this neck's down at, and I basically cut it at the smallest part of that bell. And honestly, after saying that there's no way you could have cut that a little bigger, I think honestly you probably could have, and maybe cut that right flush at that weld, and then you wouldn't have the problem I had, which is that this is a piece of the flex, and it goes over. This makes it look like it fits really good. It really doesn't. It's quite a bit too big, and bigger than I would like it to be. But it slips over the downpipe. If we can see anything or not. And it's actually a little, like I said, quite a bit too big. Not like massive, but big enough. I wish it was a little smaller, but I took a screwdriver and jammed in there. I'm getting ready to tack it, and I've got a screwdriver jammed in there to kind of center up the pipe in the flange so that it's, you know, kind of equidistant all the way around as best I can do. I ended up cutting it about 5/8 of an inch, maybe 3/4 below the weld on the actual flex pipe. Sorry, my phone keeps coming out of focus, but so that'll give you a rough idea on where to make your cuts at. Like I said, always cut stuff long, and you can always take more off, but if you cut it too short, you're going to be kind of screwed. But I think that's the gist of what I wanted to say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, getting it test fitted, none of it's very hard. Stupid phone. None of it's really that difficult as long as you got some basic fabrication skills. I use a Sawzall to cut everything with, and like I said, I actually, after looking at it from down here, there's no way you could have cut that at the top of that bell to make that line up better, because everything's pretty much where it's going to have to be on mine. I tried to make that downpipe as long as I could in case I had to do this again, so I got room to, you know, cut my downpipe a little longer. Can't really see much. I can maybe cut that off one more time up there and make my downpipe a little longer on the new one, and maybe do this one more time if it breaks. They claim these break pretty often, but anyway, this $30 repair. It ain't gonna cost me nothing to weld it, and I don't know, I may have an hour and a half in it by the time I'm done. So like I said, and the other thing I just wanted to say is you may want to look at yours and try welding that flange once before you throw a new piece on. See where yours broke at and see if it's fixable. So anyways, see you later.